This is day 2 of Farpoint Convention, and I am with the Star Trek Association of Towson, and they're going to talk about both the group that all 4 of these people started in 1978, and we're also going to talk about Shore Leave, which is their convention that is also going to be held here in this very hotel. Alright, so how did you come up with this in 1978, and how has it sustained for so many years?
Well, it was a combination of the Science Fiction Club of Towson University. Jackie, if you want to talk about that, because you all were in that.
Yeah, well, I was part of that. Okay. The Science Fiction Association of Towson, and then that kind of branched off into a whole separate group. I can't even remember how that
There were
happened.
some science fiction fans
Yeah.
who had been going to like library days and that sort of thing.
Yes.
And so they sort of merged with this Towson science fiction group.
Yeah.
And about a dozen of us started this local club that met in Baltimore County. Okay. And we had a club for about a year, and then we decided to do a convention, which was a one-day event at
At the Towson
University.
Yeah.
Yes.
The University Union, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, university for one day.
One day only.
Yeah.
And then after that, we voted to go to a hotel, which actually was this hotel. We've been at this hotel for all the years except for 2.
Yep.
The first year.
Well, the first
and one year was downtown.
And 1 year we went downtown to the Omni.
Right. And that was
And but we've been
Pandemic
here.
was Zoom, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
We did 2 years for the pandemic. Then we did it on Zoom. So that's why this year coming up is Shorty 43 and not Shorty 45 because of the pandemic. So we call it the blip year. So the blip, we don't talk about the blip. But so Shorty 43, and we've been working the convention, which we don't get paid for.
Yep.
It's all volunteer. We're a nonprofit, all volunteer. All the profits go right back in. We're now considered the largest East Coast
Well, the
fan
longest
run.
The longest running fan-run East Coast convention.
Media convention.
Media.
convention. Right,
media
convention.
sci-fi convention. We started out Star Trek, but now we're sci-fi media because Shirley 5, I think it was, we had our first media guest, which was George Takei. And we've just been lucky enough to have a lot of faithful fans. We're more of a family-oriented convention, and so people have just always been supportive of us and come back. We try to keep things as friendly as we can and as family-oriented as we can, and I think that's what people like. And they see us as all-inclusive, and so they've always felt comfortable being able to come to a convention where they can bring their family. Their children have grown up with us, and they brought their children, and and it's great that we can have that kind of a group and those kind of people that come in here and feel like we're family, and that's really been part of our success.
I think another part of the success of Shore Leave is that we didn't start planning to be big. We started a little bit at a time, and each year grew a little bigger. We didn't have actor guests.
No.
We said till Shore Leave 5.
Yeah.
Before that, we had writers and scientists and just
Fans.
But each year we've grown a little bit more, and we learn from each year too. And it helps that there are still a number of us old timers around that remember what it was like back then, so we can help with the right now.
Having started in 1978, are you surprised at the mass growth and longevity of Star Trek?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Because when we started, the first movie hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
That was in 1979, Star Trek: The Motion Picture. So there was no TV show running. The animated had gone in 1974. That was done. There was nothing out there. And Star Wars was the big thing. Actually, Star Wars is probably what got Star Trek: The Motion Picture made.
I think
So you were the underdog.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
So I mean, we've had people come up to us, like when we go to our high school reunions, and and we'll have people come up and say, "Did you think back in high school that you were gonna that Star Trek would be around all this time?" And we're like, "Well, yeah, we thought so, but you all thought we were crazy, but we hoped that it would be around all that time, but
the fans kept it going,
Yep.
and then some of the fans became professional scientists, professionals in the television movie industry,
And writers.
right? And they kept it going.
and they helped keep us going because it was and sometimes we just got lucky because it was fans that came to the convention that helped us out by getting us in touch with people who were willing to come to the convention, or a guest star came to our convention and had such a great time, they told their friends, they told other actors that, hey, they had a good time at Shore Leave and they were more willing to come to Shore Leave because they knew somebody that had been here as a guest and they had a great time, so they were willing to come and work
Mostly
with us.
because of the friendly atmosphere and the family-oriented.
Right.
One of our initial sayings, and you'll probably all agree, we had wanted to create a situation or a convention where we would enjoy going to, something that we would like to go
Exactly.
to.
Right.
But then, we never could go to it because we were always working it. But we
yeah.
we would try to make one that, what would we like to do?
So you just did it.
And we did.
Yeah.
We did it.
It's
We
like
did everything.
even those in our club that work with getting the guest stars will attend other conventions and talk to other people and see what kind of guests get a good reaction from the fans that are good with the fans, so that we try not to get guests that don't work well with the fans, because we don't want to have somebody coming in here that coming to our convention that isn't good to the fans, because then the fans aren't happy, and then we're not happy, and then the fans don't want to come back because we're getting guest stars that don't want to work with them or don't want to be nice to them, and they're not having a good time. So we always work with trying to get guest stars that are going to have a good positive reaction with the fans, and that helps make the con good. So the fans come and they know they're going to have a good time, and they're going to see actors that are happy to see them. And so that makes things better
and see
too.
their friends that they only might see once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And are still like best friends even though they only see each other at conventions.
We have people that come up to our table, that came up to our table all day today, that said, "Oh, I can't wait to come back to Shore Leave because there are people I only see at Shore Leave. They're my family, and I only get to see them once a year, and or twice a year when I come to Farpoint and Shore Leave, and they look forward to that. That's the only thing for some of them that keep them going,
All this boom and all the different series and movies now too are helping the conventions
Yeah.
because we
Right,
have
right.
an influx of new ideas, new technology, of new guests, writers, authors, artists. There's a lot going on now, so you have pick and choose where you want to go, what conventions you want to go to, who do you want to see. It's wide open. At any weekend of the year, there's a convention somewhere.
And of course, technology and the media and social media has helped a lot, because people can go on the internet, they can go on social media, and they can DVR, they can see anything that has been out there for 40, 50, 60 years now that we couldn't do when we first started Shore Leave. We didn't even have video.
Oh my God.
We had to pray we could get a hold of somebody with a
film projector.
with a film projector and actual 16 millimeter film,
Yeah.
and we would have to rent it from libraries all over Maryland and send people out to PG County and all over the
God,
place
yes.
to try to rent sci-fi films so that we could show films. Shore Leave 2, this poor woman had to sit there with a slideshow and repeat it ad nauseum.
Because the movies hadn't shown up yet.
Yeah,
right?
because the films didn't show up.
Yes.
Because the people that were bringing the films were mad about something and didn't show up, and they had to show the same slideshow like ad nauseum because we didn't have any other programming going on, and we were lucky that the fans were just so happy to see something they didn't care,
Yep.
you know. And we actually like chased down somebody because we were doing a skit at the end for Showcase, and we had to chase somebody down and hand them a script on Friday afternoon or Saturday afternoon because we needed them to play a part on Sunday because we didn't have anybody to be Luke Skywalker or Han Solo or somebody, you know,
like that, yeah.
because we were doing Son of Star
Yeah,
Wars.
we were winging it. We were just winging it.
So,
And then we were lucky to get other people to come in that were able to help us and, you know, put on shows for us and, you know, help start some groups.
do you have any other particular questions? Or?
I was gonna ask, did you like the new Chris Pine videos? The new
The new
Star
Star
Trek
Trek?
ones with Chris Pine?
Oh, I loved them.
The Strange
I
New
liked
Worlds.
them.
I
did.
liked it.
Well, not
Yes.
Strange, no, the new Star Trek, the new rebooted Star Trek. You're talking about Chris
Pine.
Pine's new.
Oh, Chris Pine. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
think Chris
you're
Pine.
thinking.
Never mind.
You're thinking
yeah.
of Chris.
Yeah, I did. I do.
Yeah, I like them. I think they did a really good job. I think at first it was like, what are they doing? They're changing Star Trek, and then it was like, oh, it's okay. You know, of course, by now we were used to reading books and new books and fan fiction and everything, so you're just kind of used to them changing things, you know. So,
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time.
well, thank you.